What would you do if the person you loved pushed you into a moment that unraveled everything you thought you knew about them? That was the question I faced one chilly autumn evening, sitting across from Emily, my fiancée, at a restaurant I never wanted to be in. The clinking of wine glasses and forced laughter from her friends filled the air, but all I could feel was the weight of her insistence. She had begged me to come, to fit in with her circle, to prove I could be part of her world. But as the night unfolded, I realized the cost of that proof might be more than I could bear. Emily and I had been together for 3 years. She was radiant, ambitious, the kind of woman who lit up a room with her smile. I was quieter, content with my books and my small circle of friends. We balanced each other, or so I thought. Her friends, though, were a different story. They were loud, opinionated, and seemed to thrive on superficial chatter. I'd met them a few times, always leaving with a vague sense of unease. But Emily insisted they were her family, her support system. So, when she pleaded for me to join them for dinner at La Belle Vie, a fancy French place downtown, I relented. I loved her. I wanted to make her happy. The restaurant was all polished wood and candlelight, but the atmosphere at our table was anything but warm. Her friends Lila, Marcus, and Claire greeted me with polite smiles that didn't reach their eyes. As the night wore on, their conversation turned to gossip, veiled jabs, and a relentless focus on status. Emily laughed along, her eyes sparkling in a way I hadn't seen in months. I tried to join in, but every word felt like a betrayal of who I was. Then came the moment that changed everything. Lila, with her sharp red nails and sharper tongue, leaned forward, smirking. "So, James, what do you do again? Something with books, right? Must be quaint." The table erupted in laughter, and Emily didn't correct her. Instead, she glanced at me, her smile faltering, as if waiting for me to prove my worth. I felt a heat rise in my chest, not anger, but clarity. This wasn't about fitting in. This was about me becoming someone I wasn't to please people who didn't care. I excused myself, claiming I needed air, and stepped outside. The night was crisp, the street lamp casting a soft glow on the cobblestones. My hand found the ring box in my pocket, the one I'd been carrying for weeks, waiting for the perfect moment to propose. But standing there, I realized there wouldn't be a perfect moment not with someone who needed me to change to be loved. I walked back inside, my heart pounding, and did something I never thought I'd have the courage to do. I didn't return to the table. Instead, I approached the waiter, paid for my share of the bill, and left a note for Emily. It was simple. "I love you, but I can't lose myself to be with you. I hope you find what you're looking for." I walked out, the ring still in my pocket, and drove home. The silence in my apartment was deafening, but it was honest. For the first time in months, I felt free. The days that followed were a blur of pain and reflection. Emily called, texted, begged to talk. I agreed to meet her at our favorite park, where we'd spent countless evenings dreaming about our future. She looked different, smaller, vulnerable. She admitted she'd been caught up to please her friends, to keep up with their world. She'd lost sight of us, of me. Tears streamed down her face as she apologized, and I saw the woman I'd fallen in love with, not the one who'd laughed at Lila's jab. But I couldn't unfeel what I'd felt. I told her I needed time, not to punish her, but to understand who I was without her expectations. We parted with a hug, both of us crying, both of us knowing things would never be the same. Months later, I heard she'd moved away, started fresh, and was finding herself again. I was proud of her, but I was also proud of me. That night at La Belle Vie didn't just end our engagement, it taught me the value of my own voice. I learned that love isn't about changing to fit someone else's world. It's about building one together where both can thrive. The ring still sits in my drawer, a reminder of what I almost lost, myself. And though the pain lingers, I know I made the right choice. Sometimes, walking away is the bravest step toward a life that's truly yours.